welcome to another Teacher's Corner playthrough. I'm Teacher Kirby, and today we're going to be continuing the Cardassian struggle. Last time we finished the new link. Now we'll be doing the second wave, the episode second wave. Alright, here we go.
By now, you've faced the Borg. The collective is appearing with more frequency in the Alpha Quadrant now, and Defera is facing repeated attacks. We've been able to push them back so far, but we can't do it forever, not without help. Starfleet has convinced representatives from the Klingon Empire, the Cardassians, and the Deferi to meet on Deep Space Nine. We want you to be there as well.
Report to Deep Space Nine to take part in negotiations for a combined force to combat the Borg. Deep Space Nine is located in the Alpha Quadrant. You will receive the following reward. So we're going to get some experience, some expertise, some dilithium ore, and some other things as well. Okay, and we can have the Jem'Hadar Polaron beam or the Jem'Hadar Polaron full auto rifle. And accept. Okay. And now we're going to transwarp to deep space. Alright, so we have begin second wave. Welcome to Deep Space Nine. I know you're here for the conference, but Commander Andrews would like to see you in ops as soon as you have time. Enjoy your stay, sir. Talk to Commander Andrews in operations. Okay, and we're at the beam-in point. There's the turbo lift to ops right here. Let's walk all over her terminal.
Welcome to DS9. I'm Commander Karen Andrews, Captain Carlin's first officer. He asked me to inform you that he's been delayed dealing with an incident in Cargo Bay 3.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to be in the conference until Captain Kurland is available. I wonder, would you be willing to track down the other attendees and inform them of the delay? I can send a junior officer, but I thought this way you'd get a chance to meet the delegates before formal talks begin. Every little bit of connection or information helps in a diplomatic situation. So we meet the other conference delegates. Alright. And so if you look in the right hand side, we have speak with conference attendees, and it tells us where they are. So we talk to Stas in the multi-purpose room, talk to Captain Sean in the shipyard, talk to Rugenskiel in the diplomat, and talk to Ambassador Sarah in Quark's bar. Each one of these guys will give us a mission. Do I have any duty officer? One of them is going to be okay. I have some duty officer slots available. Yay. So we need to return to the promenade. And Stas is in the multi-purpose room. That is here. This also has the bank and exchange. Here's Stas, and we're just walking over everything today.
Ah, I was informed you would be here. Have you come with another friendly reminder from Commander Andrews? Feel free to report back to her and let her know that I haven't eaten the furniture or scared away the Dabo players. Not yet, anyway.
Commander Andrews wanted you to know that the start of the conference has been delayed.
That is troubling. My ship is waiting to return to Kronos as soon as these talks are completed. I have no wish to linger here any longer than is necessary.
Alright, so now we've talked to Commander Andrews, we've talked to Stas in the multi-purpose room. Now we need to talk to Captain Sean. And while I'm thinking about it, let's double check if we have a temporal probe in this mission. We do. Let's see where it is. It's gonna be a temporal probe somewhere on Deep Space Nine. Yay. Well, it hasn't shown up in our tasks yet. Alright, so we've talked to Stas. Right outside here is Rugen, sorry.
I'm looking forward to the conference and what your government has to say about the Borg. While I agree the Borg are indeed a threat, I'm not entirely clear as to what you expect the Ditapa Council to do about it. If you will remember, we dismantled our military after the Dominion War and only maintain a small force for planetary defense. Those ships you may have seen were stolen from my government by the True Way. Regrettably, Starfleet has yet to put a stop to their campaign of terror.
Captain Kurland has been unavoidably detained. We will delay the start of the conference until he is ready.
Being here on Deep Space Nine reminds me of my mentor, Gul Mavek, who was stationed here during the Dominion occupation. During his time here, he came across a peculiar drink, Bajoran distilled Kanar. Apparently, during the Cardassian occupation, the soldiers wanted their favorite libation, but there was not enough Kanar in the shipments from home. So these resourceful young officers conscripted a group of Bajorans, mostly from the religious houses, to distill Kanar for them. The Kanar from Bajor has a different color and flavor from the best Cardassian vintages because of the local ingredients used in its distillation. Nevertheless, many of the officers who drank it developed quite a taste for this Bajoran pleasure. It is impossible to find a similar vintage on Cardassia Prime, and I want to present a bottle to my mentor and friend, Gul Mavek, upon my return to the homeworld. It would mean so much to him, and I would be most grateful to anyone who could assist me in this small task.
Alright, so this is optional. If you can manage it, you will get a diplomacy option later in the mission that will help you to complete. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can find any to show you. Now this can get a bit tedious. There's many different people you need to talk to, and it will give you some suggestions. Or it won't. Okay. So there's many different areas you can talk to, and we're going to see if we can find it. And it's not always with the same person, so don't take this as gospel that it's always going to be with whoever I managed to find it from, because it is usually in many different areas. Okay, moving right along. We have Okay. We have the shipyard. Okay, actually. Wait, we got Ambassador Sarah and Quark's Bar. That's the next on our list. Or the next closest one.
Keep
So we'll go
your
talk to him.
eyes on the wheel.
And that is Commander Lita. Or, sorry.
Greetings. My name is Sarah, and I speak for the Deferi. Until recently, my people isolated ourselves from the rest of the galaxy in an attempt to remain neutral. We seek balance in all things, and therefore choose not to take sides in conflicts that do not concern us. The Borg, however, threaten everyone. My own world has been scarred by the Collective. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about how we can deal with the Borg when the conference convenes.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him if he's found any Bajoran
While I
to
recently
Sokonar.
completed a diplomatic mission to Cardassia Prime, I must admit I never developed a taste for Kanar, and so didn't feel the need to take a bottle with me.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll look elsewhere. Alright, so I'm going to talk to him again.
Greetings. My name is Sarah.
And this time I'm going
I
to tell him.
understand. I must find something to do with my free time. I had been hoping to spend some time in one of the holosuites here. Several people have recommended them, and there is an historical holoprogram, the Matara Nebula, that I have been eager to play. Could you help me gain access to a holosuite? An hour or two would be more than sufficient.
Alright, so we're going to see what we can do. And this is diplomatic distractions. Find Hadron at the bar in Quarks and arrange a holosuite reservation for Ambassador Sarah. Alright, so we're going to get all these little side missions. Okay, here's Hadron. And we're going to talk to him.
Something, friend? Opportunity plus instinct equals profit.
Alright, so it tells me you've come to the right place, friend. The owner of this establishment has a long-standing rule about Kanar. We keep a case of every vintage available just in case the Cardassians try to take over again. These days, even most of our Cardassian visitors are drinking root beer and trying to fit in with the Federation types. So all that Kanar just gathers dust in my storeroom. Alright, so Bajoran distilled Kanar, though, that's rare and expensive. Most Bajoran Kanar distilling was done during the occupation after the Cardassians left. The Bajorans wanted to erase that particular bit of history, so almost all of the distilleries were shut down. Alright. I happen to have a lovely 60-year-old bottle of Bajoran distilled Kanar that survived a couple of wars. I'd be willing to part with it, if you're willing to owe me a favor. Okay, and we'll take it. So we have our Bajoran distilled Kanar. So we're going to go out and, before we forget, take care of it. That was actually quite lucky that we found it so quickly. Sometimes you can talk to everybody and their brother and still not find it. Alright, so let's deal with him.
I'm looking forward to the conference and what your government has to...
Okay.
You will remember.
I was
we
able...
Oh, wonderful. Gul Mavek will be so pleased with this gift. Thank you for your assistance. If at some point I can assist you in return, all you need to do is ask.
Alright. Now, let's go back to Quark's Bar and finish arranging that holosuite for Ambassador Sora.
Latin is a
All right.
girl's best friend.
Need something, friend?
I need to reserve a holosuite for the Deferi Ambassador.
Opportunity plus instinct equals profit.
No can do. The holosuites are booked solid for the next week. If you hadn't noticed, this place is busy. Add in all of the ambassadors, diplomats, admirals, and such here for the Borg thing, and I almost have more business than I can handle. Hey, maybe it's time to expand. That old tailor shop has been empty for years. What happened to Garrick? The only way you're going to get a reservation for today is if you travel back in time and make one 3 months ago. I don't advise that, though. Doesn't the Federation have some sort of temporal prime directive? What if I find someone willing to give up their reservation?
A Ferengi without profit is no Ferengi at all.
I guess that could work, but I don't want any violence and don't cause trouble. I run a respectable establishment here, and I don't need any problems with Kurland or my customers. So we continue. Alright, so now we have to find somebody who... Let's see, where are we? Okay, now we gotta find somebody who has a reservation and may be willing to swap. So you see now there's quite a few information things about the bar. Heck, did you know this place sells the real deal? You can get synthahol if you want, but this stuff is great. Hey, you're just my type. Doing anything later? Do you have a reservation for the holosuites today? Aggressive, aren't you? That's good. I like that. And I do have a holosuite reserved. I'd already chosen a program, but I'm sure we can change it to something that's more fun for two. Would you like to get a drink or dinner beforehand, or should I just meet you there? I'd like to acquire your reservation, but I don't want to share. Oh, that's a shame. I thought we really had something. The reservation isn't for sale. However, if you change your mind, I might consider letting you join me. Then again, maybe not. You Starfleet types aren't much fun. Okay. So she's not gonna share. We have a couple here. We want to talk to the bar patron. Moore never says anything. Go away. I don't want any company, especially yours. Do you have a holosuite reservation for today? Who wants to know? I need a reservation. Interested in selling yours? Humph. No. Why are you still here? Go away. Alright, and just for grins, talk to Morn. And Morn never says anything. Okay. And as you'll see, no matter what we say, Morn says nothing. Morn looks at you for a long moment and then returns his attention to his drink. And as you can see, he doesn't say anything. Morn rattles the ice in his drink. For good gossip. Wanna play for rounds of Davo? Nothing. Where have you been all this time? Nothing. Morn looks off in the distance, wondering where to begin. Get a little cutscene there. He swirls his drink as he prepares his amazing tale. Hours later, Morn picks up his drink, throat incredibly dry. Of course, we never know what he says. He gives you a knowing nod and returns his attention to the bar. Okay. That was cute. There we go. We've interacted with more. Alright, now we need to find a Dabo. There we go. We need to find a holosuite reservation. Let's talk to bar patron. Hey there. May I interest you in some self-sealing stem bolts? Do you have a reservation in the holosuite? I do. I'm going to use the holosuite to help demonstrate all the wonders of quality self-sealing stem bolts to a very important potential customer. Between you and me, those things are harder to move than you might think. I need a reservation. Interested in making a deal? I need to sell my entire inventory or my profits this month will be way off projections. That's why I reserved the holosuite. I need to make a great impression on this new customer. But if you bought all of my stem bolts, then I could cancel my meeting and catch the next shuttle out of here. Do we have a deal? I don't need that many stem bolts, but I might be able to arrange a buyer for you. Deal. I'll be here until my meeting starts. If you find a buyer for my self-sealing stem bolts before then, I'll give you my holosuite reservation. Alright, so that's the deal. And we do have, let's collect our Admiralty. There we go. Alright. So now, and there's a reason that we want to set up this first. It'll be a little more efficient as we leave Quark's bar and head to the shipyard. Shipyard is down here because our buyer for all those stem bolts is going to be I do believe, if I remember rightly, and it's been a while, so I might be misremembering.
You kept your head in that tricky situation in the Iconia system. Good to have people like you on our side.
Continue.
And I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective the rest of these full-time diplomats don't. How many do you have? My chief engineer's been looking for stem bolts for weeks. He wants to do some upgrades to the Belfast, and the Defiant class has always been a little touchy. Sometimes it's best to use what works, even if the technology's a little out of date. We've made inquiries with several traders, but everyone we talked to dumped their inventories after the speculation bubble burst. Some Ferengi out there made a small fortune a few months ago cornering the stem bolt market, but now that supply is gone. I was hoping to find some here, but so far I haven't had the chance. If you know of a source, my crew could make the upgrades we need without having to find an industrial replicator.
We know of a source. So, before we continue on with the main part of the mission, we're going to go and tell Czar that we found our source of buying self-sealing stem bolts. And there we go. Back into Quarks, and we'll talk to Czar. I love how everyone beams in the second you come in. And talk to Czar. Did you find a buyer for my stem bolts? Yes, a ship captain wants to acquire your entire stock. That's fantastic news. I have the stem bolts sent to his ship immediately. If I catch the next shuttle, I'll be home in time for my daughter's birthday. I'll tell Hadron that my holosuite reservation is yours. Thanks again. And we continue. Alright. Okay. And so we still need to go and talk to Hadron. And there
Need something, friend?
Czar is willing to give me a holosuite reservation.
A wise man can hear profit in the wind.
Great, now we just need to take care of that reservation transfer fee. Typical Ferengi. What reservation transfer fee?
Opportunity plus instinct equals profit.
There is a minor fee associated with transferring a holosuite reservation. It's nothing really, just enough to cover administrative costs. Let's see, that'll be 10,000 gold per platinum, please. Payable immediately. What? That's
The
outrageous.
riskier the road, the greater the profit.
Look, I'll cut you a deal, but don't tell anyone. I don't need word of this getting around. I'll take 2,000 gold per platinum. I'm losing money, but I'll do it for you. Are you insane?
A Ferengi without profit is no
Fine,
Ferengi at
100 gold per platinum, but that's my final offer. But I don't have
all.
100.
Need something, friend?
Okay, so it's going to force us to play Dabo, because I don't have 100 GPL. So let's go over here. Let's play our
Spin the
Dabo.
wheel and win.
Continue. And I don't need the tutorial. Okay, so I only have 70. So I'm looking to get 100. I have to wait. Okay, now that my bets can be placed. And I don't want slot 0. Oops. Slot 0. Slot 12. And slot... Okay, there we go. Just in time. Okay, I now have 105 Latinum. So I'm going to quit. And now I'm going to talk to Hadra.
Need something, friend?
I'd like to pay the
Ferengi
reservation.
without
There we go.
profit is no Ferengi.
So we can get it down to 100. Thank you for your patronage, and remember to come to Quarks anytime you're at DS9. There we go. So we've now paid the transfer fee and can talk to Ambassador Sarah. And remember, we are doing this...
My name is Sarah, and I speak for the Defera.
Alright.
Wonderful. Most of the holotechnology on Defera is used for training or utilitarian purposes, so I don't have many chances to use a holosuite for entertainment. Thank you for your assistance. I hope you didn't go through too much trouble on my account.
And continue. There we go. Let's make sure we have everything claimed. Okay. And good, we're going to need some room for duty officer mission. Okay. We leave Quarks. Now we are heading back to Captain. We've actually had a pretty good run with this. We're heading back to Captain Sean, and we're going to finish up the main quest here. But we've garnered a little bit of favor with the diplomats.
You kept your head in that tricky situation in the Icon, and I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective the rest of these full-time diplomats don't.
Captain Kurland is dealing with a problem in the cargo bays. The start of this conference will be delayed.
I hope the problem's not too serious. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to get some assistance from DS9 to deal with some issues on my ship. We've been on deep space patrols for more than a month, and this is the first chance we've had to get back to a real starbase. My ship needs repairs, and I'm running out of spit and wishes to hold her together.
My crew is at your disposal for any assistance you need.
I appreciate the offer. My crew could really use a few extra hands to get the work done. But if you need your officers to do something else, I understand. I'll talk to Commander Andrews to see if she has anyone who can help.
Captain Sean has duty officer assignments for you. Agree to help him, and then check the shipboard tab of your duty officer management screen to perform these assignments. Okay, so you'll see we have 3 things. Install new ship components, review sensor logs, and police crew on leave. Alright, so we have police crew on leave, and I'm going to collect them. And then personal, and install new ship components. And there we go. And then the last one was review sensor logs. And there we go. Alright. So for the amount of time you actually spend on it, it does give you quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and take and 30 minutes for 68 points. There we go. Alright, so now we're full up. And in 5 minutes, the new ones that we had will complete, and we'll have to collect them. Alright. And now continue, and that will finish.
Sorry to trouble you again, but Captain Kurland is wrapping up the problem in the cargo bay, and we will be able to begin the talks very soon. I've notified the other attendees, but our opening speaker isn't responding to hails. Could you please track him down for me? Admiral Zavglach Trem mentioned wanting someplace quiet. You might try the upper promenade or the temple.
Alright, so he is in the temple. He's always in the temple, so don't worry about that. And bada boom, here we go. So in 5 minutes, those duty officer assignments will be ready, and we'll claim them to finish off that last little thing. Okay. So, moving along. Here is the temple where the conference speaker is. And there he is.
My apologies, both to you and Commander Andrews. It's not often that I get some time to myself these days. Captain Kurland offered me the use of his office, but I came here instead for some peace and quiet. Peace. It's in far too short of supply these days.
Okay. So,
I've been in Starfleet for a long time. I've seen more battles than I care to remember. But this one, there's no reasoning with the Borg. There's no chance for a non-violent solution. I only hope that we can unite before they come for us. No one is safe.
continue. Okay. And there we go. And how long do we still have on those bridge officer assignments? 1 minute and 53 seconds. Okay. So we're closing in on those being done. We want to make sure those are done before we go in to the conference, because this will garner us a little extra favor with Captain Sean. Welcome to, okay, so that's nothing. Alright. And says take the turbo lift. And so far, still not seeing the gosh darn temporal probe. I bet it's going to be when we're having to fight everything. Alright. So we can take the turbo lift. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead, I'll let those complete as we go. Double check. 30 seconds. We'll wait it out. So this is doing all of these side assignments is not, as you can see, they're listed as optional. If you want to just power through it, you are welcome to. But as you can see, they're not really very difficult. The one that is the most pain in the butt is finding the Bajoran distilled Kanar. We got lucky it was with Hadron. It could be with Commander Andrews. It could be with any of the delegates. It could be with one of the priests outside the temple. So it could be with a number of different people. Okay, so I've done that one. And now we have install new ship components, 2 done. And
Thanks for your help.
third one,
My
there
ship
we go.
is running like new again. You have an excellent crew.
And there we go. So we've completed that, and now we can go to the conference.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so pleased that you all agreed to join us here today. As many of you are all too aware, The Borg attacks are increasing. If they are left unchecked, Starfleet predicts that the entire Alpha Quadrant could fall within 3 years.
Oh no.
We all must work together to push these invaders out of our space and protect our homes and families.
I do not agree. My empire will stand, with or without your assistance. The Klingon Empire has never been stronger than it is right now. I dare the Borg to challenge us. Starfleet may cower in fear before a bunch of machines, but we do not.
I'm sure what the esteemed ambassador from the Klingon Empire meant to say is that he hopes we are all so crippled by our efforts to stop the Borg, we will be no match for a battle-hardened Klingon fleet. I do not want to be assimilated, but I don't want to be a servant to the Klingon Empire either.
The Deferi believe that all things must be in balance. We cannot counter the Borg threat if we ourselves are counter to one another. The Deferi do not wish to act against any of you. Therefore, should this meeting not reach a consensus, our best course of action is to not act at all.
Starfleet will do what it must to protect the Federation. However, if you want our assistance, you need to be willing to protect yourselves and contribute to this campaign. The Borg will be stronger if any of your civilizations are assimilated. Starfleet's hard at work developing new technology and tactics. We, at least, will be ready. And if we can't cooperate, I hope you don't suffer. And that we develop new weapons in time.
This is getting us nowhere. We came together in the spirit of cooperation. We need to find common ground.
Everybody's standing on their chairs. Okay. Alright, so now...
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Okay, so... let's start with Stas.
Be careful. You are dangerously close to insulting the honor of the Klingon Empire.
Now, because we did those optional missions, we now have this diplomacy option, even though we haven't finished our diplomacy. So without your help, every civilization represented here could fall to the Borg. That would make the Borg even stronger.
Ha! Starfleet won't survive without our assistance. It is good, then, that we see the merit in fighting at your side in this instance. It would not be honorable for us to reserve our strength while others go out to fight. That is a trick worthy of a Romulan.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Alright, so now Ambassador Skill.
Cardassia Prime is still rebuilding from the Dominion War. We have achieved a great deal in the past decades, but there is still much more to do. The continued threat of the true way makes progress difficult. It would be best if we reserve our limited resources. I will not weaken my world to defeat the Borg, only to become the victim of another power already here in the Alpha Quadrant.
Alright, so we're going to go and appeal to his family.
I will protect my home until my last breath. My people do not need to be distracted by having to concern ourselves with all of you. Perhaps keeping ourselves separate is the best protection we could have.
Alright, and then we have the mission completion option.
I see your point. If we work together, we can spread the risks of fighting the Borg, while at the same time creating a unified force that is more likely to succeed. Cardassia's odds of survival will be greatly improved if we add our strength to yours.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Alright, and now we're going with Sarah.
Maintaining balance with all things must be our primary concern.
So the Borg's pull is so strong that we must band together to create a counterbalance to it. Only then will we have a chance.
It is one thing to choose to swim upstream against the current. It is quite another to drain the river because it is flowing in the wrong direction. The Borg do not respect the balance. We will offer what support we can to your fight.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to this
Alright,
discussion?
so that's 2 completed, and you notice we're getting a small amount of diplomacy XP for this. Captain Sean, the Federation cannot afford to give the Borg a foothold in the Alpha Quadrant.
Starfleet will do everything we can to protect the Federation and its allies. However, there are too many drains on our resources and a limited number of ships and officers. It may be simply unfeasible for us to sign on to be the protector of the entire Alpha Quadrant. Besides, we need to consider the Prime Directive. There are limits to what we can do.
Alright, and Starfleet's mission is to protect every world in the Federation. We cannot hope to do that if any of the civilizations represented here falls to the Borg.
Starfleet recognizes the Borg threaten all life in the Alpha Quadrant. We've lost too much already. We cannot lose anymore. Eventually, we'll all need to put our differences aside and unite in opposition to the Borg or anyone else who sows chaos and destruction. We'll put an end to this together.
Let's take a quick recess to cool off. And that's funny, I don't remember anyone being scheduled to fly through the wormhole today.
And we've got an accolade for doing this. And convincing everyone to join us. Oh no, there's something coming through the wormhole. That is a huge amount of something. What is it? It's Jem'Hadar.
There's something coming out of the wormhole. Captain, it's a Dominion fleet. They're charging weapons. Red alert!
Oh no! The Jem'Hadar, they're invading the station.
Jem'Hadar boarding the station. Get the delegates out of here.
We have to get out of here!
Oh no, a Jem'Hadar killed him.
It is time
Stas
to
is
leave.
a badass. Yes. It is time to leave.
Evac Protocol Alpha. Andrews, get
And
everyone to
there's
shuttle.
our
Prep
temple
the Defiant for
probe.
launch.
Okay.
I'll... Blast it. The Jem'Hadar have cut off access to ops. Karen, you'll need to coordinate the evacuation. We'll get the delegates to the docking ring, and then I'll try to join you in ops.
Alright, so we need to get them to the docking ring. Make sure, yes, our probe is not in here. Okay. Return to the promenade. Well, the good news is our probe is closed. Now we need to take the weapon. Arming ambassadors. Okay. Alright, so we're getting a little sidetracked looking for our probe. Is it? Aha! It's off in this little corner. Alright, so let's deal with our probe, and then we can move on. And yes, this is supposed to be top secret information, but we're just going to have our ambassadors look on. And I'm just finding this a little, funny. This is entertaining. Okay, just in case. Okay. Change first digit 201. We go through our very. Okay, so it's one of the digits. Reset. Change. Let's see if it's the second. Test. Nope. Ah, damn it, didn't mean to do that. Change digit, let's see, is it 3? That is 1. Test. Yes, okay. Let's go back to. There we go. Test, alright. Well, that was easy. Let's start with. I don't know what I'm testing. Yep. There we go. The second digit. Could be a 2. Test series. Nope. Change digit. Alright. Could be a 3. Yes, the station is falling down around our ears, but we're testing numbers. Okay. Change second digit. Could be a 4. Test series. Okay. Well, that does mean that we now know that number 4 is a 4. Test series. Okay. And so now all we have to figure out is our second digit, which would have to be a 5. And there's our match. Done. There's a message here from Farek. She gathered intel from Deep Space Nine about a species called the Vorgons. The Vorgons have experience with time travel. Looks like the Nakul are interested in recruiting them to their cause. Make a copy of the data and purge the probe's memory core. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and choose our marks. And from last time we have completed. What have we completed? We've completed all the Terran marks we need. So we're moving on to Undine marks. There we go. And bada boom. Undine, okay. And now we can unpin our probe. And we can move on. We're going to keep going and move on to the docking ring. Ugh, more Jem'Hadar! There we go. And we're moving on. There's going to be a large amount of Jem'Hadar in here. Captain, we need you back on the ship. We'll hold position here as long as we can, but the Jem'Hadar fleet is approaching. Oops. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. Jem'Hadar fleet is approaching the station. Use the docking door to return to your ship. Okay. So we're going to use the docking door. It's over here. Now that we've gotten everybody where we need to be. Alright. This is pandemonium. All hell breaks loose. There's ships everywhere. Just fire at will. There we go. Alright. So there's the attack ships. We have defeated them. You did it! There's a hole in the Jem'Hadar front line. I'm coordinating the shuttles to set course and make their escape, but we will need to protect them. Alright, so we need to assist the Belfast. And as you can see, there are green circles leading us where we need to go. Alright, and the next one. Down the line. We're clear, we can assist you the rest of the way. There we go. And next bit. Let's heal up a bit before we die. We're purposely going slow so that we have a chance to heal up here. Let's hit that with a nice... Oh! Let's hit them with everything we've... Bada boom, okay. We saved all the invading ships, we get an accolade. And... now I contact Deep Space.
Captain Curland, good to know that you and the delegates are safe. Jem'Hadar have stormed the station and we're losing critical areas. The Defiant has launched and I've evacuated everyone possible, but a few of us stayed to...
Andrews? Andrews! Someone, answer me! What's going on?
Captain, my name is Loris, and I represent
The Dominion.
This station, and all remaining souls on it, are now under our control.
Oh no. Captain, there's nothing more we can do but see our guests to safety. I have been in contact with Starfleet and they would like us to report to Bajor. Planning for a counteroffensive is underway, but for today, the station belongs to the Jem'Hadar. It is our duty to ensure that Bajor does not fall as well. So we warp to Bajor. Flee the scene. No. We will regroup, recover, and retake what is ours. The fleet is retreating to Bajor space to protect the planet in case the Jem'Hadar decide to push their advantage. Captain Curlin is in contact with Starfleet Command, and we will be routing all available ships to this region. We defeated them once. We can do it again. And so we collect our reward, which is going to be, we're going to get these nano energy cells. Words can be hard. And I'm going to go ahead and get the full auto rifle. There we go. Alright.
Of course we do. However, that is not a simple matter. Starfleet is routing all available ships here, and the Federation Council is contacting the Klingon Chancellor as well. We are also sending messages to the Gamma Quadrant in an attempt to open a dialogue with the Dominion. But we are fighting a war on multiple fronts. We have to consider the Borg, the Undine, and the Romulans, as well as the Klingons. It will take time to marshal our resources and plan a counterattack. You and your ship will be part of that plan. Until we are prepared, though, we need to do whatever we can to contain the Jem'Hadar fleet at DS9 and protect Bajor. Losing DS9 is bad enough. Losing a Federation world would be unthinkable.
Alright. And so this was Second Wave. This is a Teacher's Corner playthrough of Second Wave. Next time we'll be playing of Bajor. Join me then.